Hello. So today I am here to tell you about Trekking the World, the second edition that just came out recently. The Underdog Games was nice enough to give me a copy of. And I did a video on trekking the parks, and really it added a solo mode and just kind of polished and tightened up a few things. This is really a different and new game. So it is not just a matter of polishing the rule book and things like that. This is a new game essentially with the same theme as the old one. And I think it plays so much better and so much cleaner. And yes, a solo mode is now included in this. So let me tell you about Trekking the World second edition. So again, I appreciate how lovely the insert is, how it fits everything in here. And just a small thing, but the inside of the box is super cute as well. So in this game, you will be one of these travelers because this game does play 1 to 5 players. I will, of course, be the one that looks the most green. You have your rule book for 2 to 5 players and you have your rule book for solo. So everything is very clear as to what's happening. You also have your player aids for the game that tells you what you can do on your turn and then tells you about the tokens that you can be getting because the tokens are new to this version. So you will take a suitcase that corresponds to your player color, and they are a dual layer board so that your pieces will sit in there nicely and not move around, which I always appreciate. You have your resource tray that has your colored pieces, which are your souvenirs, and then your different tokens here. So like your frequent flyer token, you're going to need for some airport things. This token is going to give you some bonus movement actions. This token is going to give you souvenir options, and the yellow token is going to give you money. And as you can see, as you're collecting souvenirs on your board, you will be getting some of these tokens for free as you pass those spots and cover them up with souvenirs. And there are still points for the most of that souvenir you have. You will get points the more that you collect of it. So there is this nice first player marker that you will give to the first player, and everybody will get their bank of money, which starts at 0, and then you can keep track of throughout the game as you gain and spend your money. I love, love, love these little wheels. So the board is going to look familiar, but like I said, the gameplay has changed and I think has gotten a lot better. So this is your board. You have your 6 airport spaces still. You have your different regions that are all color coded. And on the board, it tells you what is going on in the game and what your end game conditions are. And as per the last game as well, you will start at one of the airports. Now, here's where things get different. Move this out of the way. The movement cards are different. They will have 3 things on them. So the first thing, it will tell you exactly how many spaces you are going to move, unless, like I said, you played one of those little tokens that lets you move an additional spot. After you do that, you will gain the amount of money shown here in your bank. And then if you ended your turn in the displayed area, you will gain the cubes shown. If you didn't end in that area, totally fine. You just won't gain the cubes. And as you saw, the cubes are very important because they get you tokens and they also get you those souvenir points at the end of the game. The other thing is now we have this whole deck of places, and one side is text about the place and the other side is gorgeous artwork about these different locations that you could visit in real life across the world. So you're going to divide this deck in half, and half are going to be photo side up, and these are known as tours, and it is listed at the top so you won't get confused. And half are going to be text side up, and they are encounters. And at any given time, there will be 4 of these out here that you, whoops, and I of course did it exactly. They will be out here like this. And how does this work? So if you land and end your turn, not just pass through, but end your turn on one of these locations, you get to take the encounter. and add it to your supply. It will then have an ability on it. So this one is take a tour for $3 less, then gain a souvenir of any color. This is a one-time ability. Other ones will say at the end of your turn, you can do something, and some will say at game's end. So obviously those ones you can't use until the end of the game. So those are your encounters. Then you have your tours. So if you land on and finish your turn at one of these spaces, you have the option to buy the tour or go on the tour for the amount of money shown. So the more money it costs, the more points at the end of the game it's going to be worth. So this one costs 9 and it's worth 22. This one costs 5 and it's worth 10. So you've got to decide what return on investment do you want. Then when you reach the end game condition, which it's based on player count, but essentially once someone has either completed 4 or 5 tours, depending on your player count, you will total up any encounter or any tour points that you have, any encounter benefits, and your souvenir points, and the person or the traveler with the most points wins. So that is great and straightforward. There is also a wonderful included solo mode, and you have your solo mode player aids. You get to decide from easy to extreme which of the 4 modes you want to play on. And there is your solo deck that is going to tell you what's happening and how to move essentially the solo bot. I love that there now is a solo bot because I missed that in the original. And that was one of my, only complaints about the game early on is that like, hey, there is no solo mode, and I love a game with a solo mode. So yes, now we have that. We have the spectacular organization of the game. So really, there is not more that I could ask for with this. I think the changes and the improvements that they made to this game are huge. Before you had to have like the right colored cards to pay for everything. And this time now it's a much more straightforward system of money. I really enjoy the game. I think this is a great re-implementation of it. I would love to know what you think of it. Which of the trekking games is your favorite? Give me a like and a follow, and I'll keep bringing you more board game content. Thanks. Bye.